everyone. Well, that was quick. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. You'll notice an addition here. We have Christine Griffin, who is a board member for our center, but also a fantastic photographer. She's taking pictures for our new website. And if there's any of you that don't want to be in the frame, all you have to do is step over to the sides. She can't capture the whole room, but I hope you won't, because it's nice to see familiar faces and new ones. So right now, let's go ahead and have some music, and let's take it away.
Well, we've got a brand new song this morning. Won't you stand with us, and if you can, and we'll sing into this day. This is Make Me an Instrument of Peace. Make me an instrument, make me an instrument, make me an instrument of peace. Make me an instrument, make me an instrument, make me an instrument of peace. Let's sing that again. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument, make me an instrument, make me an instrument of peace. Make me an instrument, make me an instrument, make me an instrument, make me an instrument of peace. Where there is hatred, I will love. Where there is hatred, I will love. Where there is sadness, I will bring joy. Where there is darkness, I will shine. I am an instrument of peace. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument, make me an instrument, make me an instrument of peace. Make me an instrument, make me an instrument, make me an instrument of peace. Where there's hatred, where there is hatred, I will love. Where there is sadness, I will bring joy. Where there is darkness, I will shine. I am an instrument of peace. I am an instrument. I am an instrument of peace. One more time. I am an instrument of peace. Well, now we're nice and awake. Take a minute to say hello and good morning to some of those beautiful humans out there. And if you're out on social media, say good morning to us as well. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome here.
Thank you and good morning this beautiful day. I am Kit Zinn. I am your practitioner for the day. So please, if you haven't turned your cell phones off, please remember to do that. And please join me in a moment of the peace that we have just created and accepted for ourselves. Knowing with me that there is truly only one life, one energy, the source of everything that expresses itself within you, me, within each and every one of us, even the wonderful rocks and babbling brooks. Knowing that as that spirit expresses itself uniquely in each of us, we expand the love and the wisdom that we uniquely bring to this world and to our experiences in the ever unfolding moment of now. And I trust and know that each and every one of us has come this morning with open hearts and minds to be able to connect with Spirit more deeply and to hear what Spirit has for us to know this morning. With a very grateful heart, I know that this is true. This is an exceptional day for all, and we do make a difference. So with a loving heart, I do release these words knowing it is so, and together we reaffirm, and so it is.
Thank you, Kit. Here we go. There we go. I want to introduce you to some of our new teachers and some of our older teachers, not old in age, but they've been here before. So over here on my right is Georgia, and that's Lily. This is Joe, you might know him, and this is Cheryl. Georgia and Lily are our elementary school teachers for today, and Joe and Cheryl are going to be doing the middle school tween program. And we have a tradition, kids, that we invite you to come up and sit along here. So could I invite all the kids up, and if you're shy, bring your parent or grandparent or adult person. Come on up. Come on up. And we have a different song that we're going to be singing that goes with our nature and mindfulness focus for this year. Yeah. All right, take it away, Amber.
Well, this is a fun one, and it's pretty catchy. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Goes like this. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. We got Mother Nature and the human race. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. We got Mother Nature and the human race. The world's got trees and bumblebees, rivers and lakes and the open seas, mountains and valleys and animals too, and a sun that shines on me. Sing along! Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. We got Mother Nature and the human race. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. We got Mother Nature and the human race. Yeah!
All right, have fun today. That's our goal. Elementary school, that would be like 5 to 9 and 10. Go with Lily and Georgia. And older kids go with Cheryl and Joe. Have fun. I think you're...
So amazing to see kiddos here again. And oh my gosh, I don't know if you have been with us over the years, you may not even recognize some of these children, right? They've grown. Like you blink and pandemic happens and they're all 6 inches taller. Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to move into some meditation this morning, some musical meditation. Still waters, oh my soul, still these waters so I may know. Still waters, let me be pure reflection of love, healing peace. Let's sing that first verse again. Still waters, oh my soul, still these waters so I may know. Still waters, let me be pure reflection of love, healing peace. Still waters, quiet my mind. Still these waters so I may find. Still waters reminding me I am love, I am light, healing peace. Still waters, oh my soul, still these waters so I may know. Still waters, let me be pure reflection of love, healing peace. Still waters quiet my mind. Still these waters so I may find. Still waters reminding me I am love, I am light. Healing peace, I am love, I am light. Healing peace. You were so peaceful.
I know. Well, I need to be. It's been a little upsetting the last couple days, like several days. So the topic for the month has been sweeping the path, which is a spiritual term that is used in a lot of Zen tradition, where the manual, very simple act of cleaning up is a metaphor for cleaning the mind and the heart. And so all month I've been talking about that. And today is the last topic, and it's called Reverse Engineering Inner Turmoil. But I have a subtitle today just because of recent events: How to Keep Your Heart Open in Hell. So I have a story that was immediately made, knocked on the door and said, "You need to tell me today." And so this is a story, maybe some of you have heard, it's a medieval tale from the courts of King Arthur. And it's a story about King Arthur and his most loyal and most favorite knight, Sir Gawain. And, you know, most of the time, the Knights of the Round Table and King Arthur were kind of busy. And so on the rare day when they had off, it was the custom of Arthur and Gawain to go riding off into the forest to just be away from everyone. Have you ever felt that way? And so this was that day. So they were riding, and it was a beautiful day like today, and they rode further and further into the forest, and pretty soon they had ridden into a part of the forest that they had never been in before. And of course, all good knights carry things in case there's something that needs to be handled. And so in front of them was a beautiful white stag. And so they began to give chase. I mean, what a sign. They're in this forest, the sun is shining, there's a white stag that they can bring home, not alive. And so they're hunting. And they kill the white stag in a glen. So they're getting ready to do whatever you do with dead animals. And I didn't get that part of the story, so just go with me here. And so they're on the ground, and all of a sudden, this enormous black knight comes crashing out of another part of this glen and begins to bellow at them, "You killed my white stag!" And they're like, uh-oh. "You are in my forest, and you have killed my favorite animal. For this you will pay." And so they're stunned. And Gawain, being the loyal knight that he is, steps in front of Arthur and says, "Do you know who you are speaking to?" And the Black Knight says, "Yes, I do. King Arthur, my sworn enemy." And at that point, they're both like, oh, this is not good. And so Gawain says, "Listen, take me. Don't kill Arthur. Take me." And the knight says, "Forget it. No." And so Arthur pushes Gawain aside and says, "All right, is this a duel? What are we doing?" And the knight says, "Oh, you want, I mean, this guy is 7 feet tall. You want a duel?" And Arthur says, "Well, actually, what I would really like is parley. I'd like to have time." And the knight says, all right, here's the thing. I'll give you a quest. If you come back with the answer that I'm going to give you in 1 year's time, and the answer is correct, I won't kill you. And both Gawain and Arthur are like, score. So the knight says, all right, here's the question. 1 year from today, here, the question is, what do women want? What do women want most? Okay, they figure, okay, so they get back on their horses and pretty much hightail it back to the castle, and then they organize, So they gather up the surveyors of the kingdom, and they send people out in all directions with giant books, and they interview every woman in the kingdom. And it takes the entire year, almost. And unfortunately, the answers were all different. And some were like more, and some were less, but they were all different. And so it was only a couple days until Arthur was to go back with Gawain to the glen, and he didn't feel like they had it at all. He's like, oh, this is not good. So the day of the meeting, he rides out early and tells Gawain to meet him in the glen at the appointed time, and he goes really, really, really early. And he's sort of saying goodbye to life. And he sort of goes into this other part of the forest where there's a dripping well. And as he's arriving there, he realizes there's someone sitting at the well. And do you know this story? So, so he's like not sure he wants to go forward. And all of a sudden, the person turns, and it is the ugliest old hag he has ever in his life seen. I mean, so ugly that she actually literally has tusks growing out of her mouth, and her hair is wild and has all sorts of, we don't want to name stuff in it, and she's really, 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 really unfortunately ugly. And so he's like, sorry, madam. And she goes, Arthur. And he doesn't know her. He said, you know my name. She said, oh, yeah, I know your name. You are about to meet my brother, the Black Knight. And I have the answer to the question. As she's sort of slathering and saliva is dripping down off the tusks. And he's like, you have the answer? And she said, oh, yeah, he asks it all the time. I know the answer. But here's the deal. I'll give you the answer, but then I get to marry Gawain. And Arthur's like, do I throw him under the bus? So he says, I cannot make that decision for Gawain, but I have time to find him and I can ask him. So she said, all right, I'll be waiting. So he rides back and finds Gawain on his way to the appointment. He says, Gawain, I met the Black Knight's sister. She's incredibly ugly, and she says that if you are willing to marry her, she will give me the answer and my life will be spared. But I can't ask that of you. And Gawain, sire, I would do anything for you. Of course, he hasn't seen her, right? I will marry the dame. And so they ride to where the dame is, and Gawain is taken aback, to say it lightly, but he's still like steadfast, right? He's a knight of the round table. And so the dame whispers in Arthur's ear, and he has the answer. So they move to the glen, and the Black Knight crashes through the underbrush again and stands there ready with his giant sword. And he says, all right, Arthur, what does every woman want? And Arthur says, sovereignty. And the Black Knight goes ballistic. He says, you've been talking to my sister. And crashes back away. And so The dame has followed them, and without being asked, leaps on the back of Gawain's steed, and they ride merrily off to the castle. Now Gawain is like, all right, maybe we need a little engagement time. She's like, oh no, that'll happen today. We'll be married today. In a quiet little ceremony, Gawain says, oh no, the whole kingdom needs to get here. Send out your criers. We need as many people as possible. So people start arriving, and Guinevere, you remember her, Guinevere says, well, we'll have just like a little reception afterward, right? Because they're all appalled, you know. She goes, no, we're going to have a royal banquet. And so that all happens. And so as the royal banquet, after the wedding is laid out, Dame Ragnell isn't exactly polite with the food. In fact, at one point she climbs on top of the table and is stuffing things inside her mouth. And so finally it's time for the banquet to stop and for Gawain and Ragnell to go to the wedding chamber. And Ragnell says, come on. And so Gawain reluctantly goes up with Ragnell, and the minute they're inside the wedding chamber, Gawain says things like, well, I need to brush my teeth. Not really, but you know, there's a little bit of a delay. And so he's sort of rummaging around, and he turns, and Dame Ragnell is the most beautiful woman he's ever seen. And he says, what happened? She said, well, I'm under an ancient curse, and so you have a choice. I can be beautiful every night just for you and ugly during the day, or if you'd prefer, I can be ugly at night and beautiful in public all day long. What's your choice, Gawain? And Gawain said, oh, my lady, that's your choice. Heroes sometimes can really be heroes. Yeah, the story goes on from there, but that's the part that visited me after hearing about this Supreme Court decision. And I'm not a political minister, but I feel like we need to think about what has happened for women around our country in a larger context and in a spiritual context. And to understand that there are many women that are deeply hurting right now. I got many emails and messages in social media saying, I'm crying right now, or I'm so angry, or I'm raging. And when anyone of any persuasion, of any sort, has their sovereignty removed, that would be the normal response, wouldn't it? And so what I could say to those women that reached out to me is, I hear you, I see you, you are valuable. Because at that moment, they were feeling completely dismissed. And it's not just them. You know, our society has been rocked from side to side by various different types of people being very, very, very angry, hurt, frustrated, you name it, because their sovereignty feels at risk or has been always at risk. And so it's an issue that I think we need to look at from a spiritual lens. So I thought I would share a little bit today about that without taking a whole lot of your time. For me, the reverse engineering inner turmoil has to do with being awake in what we're feeling and what we're experiencing. So the quote that goes with this, there's a very, very famous Zen monk who wrote a little tiny book about I think it's called A Monk's Guide to a Clean House and a Clean Mind. And it's like wildly popular in Japan. And so I took the quote from that book, and his advice is, once you learn how to see your inner turmoil manifest itself through your surroundings, you can reverse engineer this, mastering yourself by mastering the space in which you live. So there's a couple pieces to that that will help us when any of us feel that our sovereignty might be at risk. And the first is we have to see that. We have to see where we are and how we feel. And that sounds so basic, doesn't it? And yet a lot of us, including me sometimes, would rather not see, would rather maybe go into denial or just push it away and say, well, it's all good, sort of that spiritual bypass thing. It's all good, it's all perfect. And it is at one level, but not at the level we're feeling, right? At the level we're feeling, it might not be good at all, and it might not feel perfect. And so being where we are, he says, see your inner turmoil and how it manifests itself. And so that's the first key. My friend Denise, who made us coffee today, this is also the first day for coffee to be back. Denise often says, because there's a need to say it often, acceptance is the key to freedom. But when I first heard Denise saying that, I thought, okay, so you accept things that you really hate and move on. But no, she clarified that. It's exactly what the monk is saying. We have to accept our feelings and what's going on in terms of our inner turmoil so that we know what to do and what not to do. In other words, you can't fix something if you're unwilling to look at it, if you're unwilling to be with it, if you're unwilling to understand it, if you're pushing it away. My personal favorite during these last couple of days was with cookies, but you may have your own favorite emotional eating pattern or other things that you do, like diving into video games or diving, we have our ways to not feel. But actually, if we want things to change in our personal life or in the life of our society or in the life of the world, no, we have to really meet what's happening squarely and practice accepting that that's it. That's one of our members who passed away a couple years ago Marge used to say, oh, so this is what it is. And she would say it in this just sort of like matter of fact. She had a stroke. Oh, so this is what it is. She ended up in a wheelchair. Oh, so this is what it is. She couldn't swallow anymore, which meant going to be days before she passes. Oh, so this is what it is, So acceptance, and the rest of that phrase is the key to freedom. So what the monk suggests is not only do we pay attention and understand what we're feeling and experiencing and seeing, but then if we can't change it inside ourselves, which often is too hard right at the moment, what we can do is work from the outside in. So I spent all day yesterday cleaning and cooking, and I even ironed. A very rare thing in my world, because I wanted to make right my home and myself on the outer, so that once that was set, I could understand how to make right on the inner, what I could do. Now, I personally am joining the League of Women Voters, but you will find what's right for you as you move forward in whatever situation you find yourself in. And I don't want to focus on that particular issue, but rather to bring a spiritual lens to any place where we might be feeling collectively or individually inner turmoil, a divorce, a change in job status, a health issue. One of our kids is screwing up, There's lots of ways we can have inner turmoil, you may have noticed. And so one of the suggestions is, first of all, don't push it away. Stay with it, and then find ways to work with it. Now, the most difficult. I'm going to give you the most difficult first, and then the easiest. So the most difficult way, from a spiritual perspective, to deal with situations that are just outrageously difficult is captured in a poem by one of my teachers, Thich Nhat Hanh. It's his famous poem. I'm not going to read you the whole thing because it's too long, and I'm feeling for the teachers out there with all their kids. So here's part of it. It's called, "Please Call Me by My True Names." I am a frog swimming happily in the clear water of a pond, and I am the grass snake that silently feeds itself on the frog. I am the child in Uganda, all skin and bones, my legs as thin as bamboo sticks, and I am the arms merchant selling deadly weapons to Uganda. My joy is like spring, so warm it makes flowers bloom all over the earth. My pain is like a river of tears, so vast it fills the four oceans. Please call me by my true names so that I can hear all my cries and laughter at once, so that I can see my joy and pain are one. Please call me by my true names so I can wake up and the door of my heart could be left open, the door of compassion. So the hard path, deeply spiritual path, is to stop othering anything and instead to see everything as a manifestation arising out of this universal energy with people making different life experiences out of it, and it's all of it arising. So there's pain and there's joy, there's suffering and there's delight, there's beauty and there's deep, deep sorrow. And you may have noticed this. And so the spiritual path invites us to begin to work with not putting one as bad and one as good, but rather opening the door of compassion to the things that are most difficult for us to understand or countenance or be with, the most difficult. The husband who's having the affair, the boss who is cruel, the child that's addicted, all of that stuff, right? That, frankly, I wish wasn't, and yet it is. So this is what it is. So all of it, and all the joy as well, the incredible beauty of a child discovering life. Just had my grandson here, 4.5 months old. Baby laughter, the mist over Lake Padden, the incredible sunsets and sunrises, all of that. It's all. And so from the deeply spiritual view, we hold all of it, having deep compassion for the pain and the suffering and the lack of understanding that some people operate from, the deep, deep, deep cruelty, the deep, deep, deep misunderstanding. And we also hold the rest together in compassion. Okay, so that's the hard part. And that's my aim, is to get there. I'm not there. I'm closer, but I'm not there. So it's a goal, like a spiritual goal. Just keep opening the heart to compassion. Keep trying not to make other people other in any way. Keep looking at the unconscious biases and the internal dialogue that would do that, and work with compassion. So there's that. What's the easy path? Well, actually, there's no easy path. Spoiler alert. However, one of the ways that I learned from a spiritual teacher who was really big for many, many years, his name was Ram Dass. Ram Dass is actually the one that coined the phrase, how to keep your heart open in hell. And one of his practices was to view his own life as a particular chapter in the book of his life. And so at first he was the son of upper middle class Jewish man and woman. He went to Harvard. He became a professor. He discovered drugs, LSD. He dropped out of being a professor. He became kind of a drug promoter. He went to India because he realized the drugs weren't really what he wanted. He went to India, gave the drug to a guru. The guru had no effect whatsoever. He decided this guy knew something he didn't. He became a disciple of the guru. He came back as Baba Ram Dass. He taught for years as a meditation teacher, and then he's founded a service organization to heal blindness called the Seva Foundation and became the director of that. And then he became disabled with a stroke. And he couldn't surf anymore. He couldn't drive his convertible. He couldn't play golf. He couldn't do any of the things he was used to. And he couldn't drive. So in that phase of his life, he became a different person. And he saw himself not as a victim, but just in a different chapter with different opportunities. We're in a different chapter. A lot. Not just now, but, they unfold, and we have different portions of our lives. So his advice is this, that instead of moving with a victim mentality, we look for the opportunity of how we will be as this new incarnation. How will we relate to our life, bring ourselves to life? And he had 5 things that he recommended we focus on. Our purpose in that particular incarnation of that section of our life, the wisdom that we had gained up until then, that doesn't go anywhere. That you carry it through the different chapters. So purpose, wisdom, the love, in other words, the door of compassion, bringing the love to ourselves so that we can bring it out into the world. Focusing on the fact that every incarnation is an opportunity for growth and not resisting that. That's where I get hooked. I often will grow, but everything I have to let go of to grow has claw marks on it. I don't want to, right? So growth and self-realization, really using even the most negative experiences to awaken to something that can assist us and assist others. So those are the things. Easy? But easier than like the whole shebang, like door of compassion, I love you all. I don't know, I can't do that yet, but I'm getting there because I'm beginning to realize, so this is what it is in every moment. Now what do I want to do with my wisdom, my self-realization that I've developed, the purpose that drives my life, that gets me up in the morning, the love that I have to share, and how will this help me to grow into being an even better sacred human? So I'll do a prayer for that. And then you might want to listen to this broadcast again. I didn't bring you paper to write these things down with. So if you're new with us, our form of prayer is really not, oh God, please. It's more like, I accept and know. So it's really understanding that the divine universal energy is flowing through all things. It is responsive to each of us. It responds by corresponding to what we accept. And so join me in this prayer. I understand and know that here and now, there is a flow of love that is absolutely unlimited. It is what manufactured the entire cosmos and beyond. It is flowing in everything, and it is utterly and wholly offering itself to you and me in this very moment. This love has no limit. It knows no limit. And so I lean into that unlimited love energy and the wisdom that it is as I move with acceptance for what I can do. And what can I do? What can you do? I commit, and I invite you to think about committing to listening deeply to what I'm feeling and seeing and experiencing so that I can bring the lens of unconditional love and wisdom to bear on anything that troubles me. I don't deny the trouble, but rather I accept in this prayer an opening to ways and means to work in such a way that I transform myself and what was a trouble into a true opportunity to offer once again myself to life in whatever way I'm called to do. As I open to this possibility and say yes to it, I can feel a shift. I'm lighter, not so mired in the story, and available to what may come for me to do and be. And for this, I'm deeply grateful. We have an ending to our prayers that goes, and so it is, and often we invite people to join. So will you join me in saying, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you.
You're not on.
There we go. I want to welcome you, especially if you come for the first time today. It's a pretty big deal to walk through the doors of a place that you're not really sure. And I remember doing that with the center that I first walked into. And I hope you find a very warm welcome and deep appreciation for you as a sacred human. Right now, the ushers are preparing for the offertory, and if you are able to give a donation, we deeply appreciate that. And for all of you who donate on a regular basis, thank you so much. And let's have some music.
I am blessed. I am blessed every day of my life. I am blessed, 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 blessed. When I wake up in the morning or I lay my head to rest, I am blessed. I am blessed. I am free. I am free. I am free every day of my life. I am free, 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 free. When I wake up in the morning or I lay my head to rest, I am free. I am free. I am blessed. Let's sing it out. I am blessed. I am blessed. Oh yeah, we're blessed every day of my life. I am blessed, 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 blessed. When I wake up in the morning or I lay my head to rest, I am blessed. 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 One more time. I am blessed. I am blessed.
Well, I have a couple of announcements. If you brought your kids today, thank you so much. And if you have the ability to stay for just a little while afterward, we're going to have a family picnic down on the wedding patio there. And right before those of us who brought a lunch dig in, we're going to have a blessing. And my wonderful fellow minister, Reverend Zena, is going to be offering a blessing for your children and for your family. So we hope you can come and be out there for a moment. If you need to go after that, fine. And hopefully you can stay. I brought peanut butter sandwiches for me and Joe. Busy morning. Also, tomorrow night from 7 to 8 p.m. on Zoom, there is a new offering that's a once-a-month offering called Conversations in Consciousness, and it's being offered by our practitioner, who's a prayer partner for people, Kayla Schleviel. Here she is. And to get the Zoom link, you can either talk to her after the service or go to her website, and this is all on our website, to get the Zoom link. We also are starting a book study in the middle of July on a book that is really a very powerful book club book right now, as we all kind of seek to educate ourselves in the different unconscious biases we might have. It's called CAST, and it's being led by another of our practitioners. It'll be on Tuesday evenings for 5 weeks, starting July 19th. It's going to be offered here in person and also on Zoom, and you can register for that. at the Ask Me desk, which is in the back here, or on our website under the registration button. And then we have a new offering by one of our newer folks that have joined us in community. Her name is Renee, and she recently moved, as some of you have, from a different state. And she is a yoga instructor, and she instructs people in gentle yoga, chair yoga. So she's going to be offering that from 4 o'clock to 5:15 p.m. on Wednesdays here in the sanctuary starting this week, if you'd like to join her. And the last thing I wanted to do was, my teen advisor couldn't join us today, but she knew that if there were parents here, there might be people who have teenagers in their life, and we do have a virtual teen program. And so she's prepared a little video to give us some information on that. Let's see what she says.
Hi, my name is Kat Wingerter, and I am so happy to be able to tell you about the teen program here at CSL Bellingham. To begin with, we are going to be joining CSL teens online on Discord. For adults here who don't know what Discord is, it is a communication platform online, and I'm sure that most, if not all of your teens either know about it or have already been on it. So they'll be familiar with the platform. The CSL Teens group meets on Sundays at 12 to 1, and we talk about life and stuff and tools and community, and it's really a lot of fun. And then on Thursday evenings from 7 to 9, we have teen game night, which is really awesome. We get to hang out, have some fun, have some laughs, play some games online, and all of that's taking place on Discord. So we would like to eventually meet in person. That planning is still in the works, but for now we're going to start online. And if you have any questions, if you are a teen or if you are a family member of a teen that's interested in joining this program, please email me at teenprogram@csl-bellingham.org. So again, that's teenprogram@csl-bellingham.org. And we'd love to see you there and have you join us. Have a great day.
So I, for one, did not know there was a platform called Discord, but it's apparently really quite something. It's kind of a mashup of Zoom and email and texting and video and all sorts of stuff. And so if you have a teen in your life and you think they might be interested in connecting with other teens that are, let's say, spiritually inclined but not religiously inclined, this is a great group for them, 12 to 1 on Sundays and then Thursday evenings. So that's happening too. Right now, I would like to invite you to stand up and we will sing our way into the day. Those of you joining me on the patio, I'll see you there in a minute.
1, 2, ready, go. Today and every day I'm gonna dwell upon the good. Today and every day I'm gonna dwell upon the light. Today and every day I'm gonna dwell upon the peace. Today I'm finding gratitude for all that's right. What we dwell upon, we become. What we dwell upon, we become. What we dwell upon, we become. So let's dwell upon the good. Today and every day I'm gonna dwell upon the love. Today and every day I'm gonna dwell upon the grace. Today and every day I'm gonna dwell upon the joy. Today I'm seeing God in each and every face. What we dwell upon, we become. What we dwell upon, we become. What we dwell upon, we become. So let's dwell upon the good. What we dwell upon, we become. What we dwell upon, we become. What we dwell upon, we become. So let's dwell upon the good. Yeah, let's dwell upon the good. You all enjoy this gorgeous day. Stay cool out there. We'll see you again soon.